Northants won the toss on the opening day and opted to bowl in what looked to be honest with you, bowler-friendly conditions. Lees and Live had some early difficulties as the ball moved around from Chambers and Azarilla. It was slow going with just 4 runs from the opening 6 overs. Live was then trapped LBW to a good Chambers delivery out for naught. Jack Leaning was the new batsman and he clipped Chambers a 4 and then a 3 to get the scoreboard moving. Lees also found the boundary, but with Ian Butler coming into the attack, Leaning was lucky to see an edge go past the keeper to the boundary. The Northants bowlers kept up the pressure and Azarilla was rewarded with the wicket of Lees caught behind for 15 with the score on 28. Now further problems followed for the White Rose as Andrew Gale edged Butler to slip and Hall took the catch, Gale gone for naught. Jack Leaning had battled hard but fell to Hall as he edged to Middlebrook in the slips. Leaning gone for 15 and Yorkshire in some distress at 41 for 4. And more misery to follow as Bairstow was taken by Butler for 9, 45 for 5, clean bowled on this occasion. Now newcomer Aaron Finch had opened up with a 4 and he blasted Butler through the offside to bring up the 50 with a flat 6. He then hit a 4 off Hall square of the wicket. Finch was looking at ease more than some of his new colleagues had been and he continued to play some positive shots with Rashid in support. But it had been a difficult morning and at lunch Yorkshire 78 for 5, 29 overs. As we say, a difficult first opening session for the visitors. Finch 27 and Rashid 6. Yorkshire started the second session brightly with boundaries for Rashid and Finch, but Rashid then chased a Butler delivery out for 11, Yorkshire 87 for 6. Finch had impressed in his first knock in the championship, but then he played on to Azarilla out for 34, and Yorkshire now in real problems at 95 for 7. Further distress as Tim Bresnan fell to Butler for naught, 95 for 8. He must judgment here and Bresnan bowled. Steve Patterson joined Liam Plunkin after hitting a 4. He perished, caught behind off Azarilla, 110 for 9. That's not what we normally expect of Yorkshire. Plunkett, in such a rich vein of form in all forms of the game, started to go for his shots. But finally he succumbed, caught behind off a short ball from Chambers for 25, and Yorkshire bowled out for 136. Good Northants bowling then, and at times poor shot selection from some batsmen, and this led to this meagre total. When Northants came to the wicket, they progressed steadily. A difficult chance ran down at slip as Aaron Finch could not hold on, but this was a real difficult opportunity. Northants progressed steadily, but then a breakthrough as Alex Lees held on the slips to give Jack Brooks the wicket of Stephen Peters at 27, with the innings total at 44. The experienced David Sales arrived but never settled, and he played on to Brooks for 6 with a score on 60. Unfortunately, a further chance went down when new man Spriegel was dropped in the slips by Lees, again off Brooks in the same over. Spriegel, though, had little time to take advantage of the reprieve as he was LBW to the headband warrior, this time for 8. Middlebrook was cutting loose against Plunkett and he found the boundary of regularity, but at the other end he could not keep Jack Brooks down against his former colleagues. His father watched his son bag a 4th as he got Keogh out for 1. Northants then 90 for 4 at tea, and the Tykes, back in it. Now, as he went in the final session, you probably know it's a Yorkshireman who's holding his old county up. James Middlebrook reached his 50 with 9 fours, a vital innings, in the context of this match. Middlebrook had an escape, his second, when he was put down the slips by Live off Bresnan, a very difficult chance. Then a wicket which Yorkshire badly needed. Bresnan trapped Newton LBW for 19 with a score on 124. Then the key one, Middlebrook is gone, and a really good knock had ended. He'd previously hit successive straight drives for 4 to give Northants the lead, but then was snapped up by Finch, a lovely catch by the Australian, out for 70. Soon after we came off for bad light, with Northants at that stage 146 for 6, Hall on 5 and Duckett 2. It's a lead of 10 at this stage. Well, brightness returned and Hall and Duckett produced some hearty blows to the boundary, but the return of Plunkett saw haul out LBW for 16. Northants continued to find several boundaries, and when Badline returned and play ended slightly early, they were 191 for 7. That's a lead of 55 on the first innings. 42 overs have been bowled in the innings, and Yorkshire, I'm afraid, just about second best on the day. Butler 13 and Duckett 19. We need quick Yorkshire wickets on day 2.